The following is a presentation of Tonganoxie Sports Live. It's time for the Chieftains. On your new home for Tonganoxie High School athletics, Tonganoxie Sports Live. Tonganoxie Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance, locally owned and operated. Learn more at kansasins.com. Also by It's time for the Chieftains, right here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Welcome, Frontier League soccer fans. Tonganoxie, Kansas, and Tongi Sports Live is your destination tonight for the matchup between the Chieftains and the visiting Ottawa Cyclones. Alongside Tristan Jordan, Alex Smith here with you for the second time this week covering Frontier League soccer. And Tristan, so much action going on. 2 games a week for almost every team. Almost every game is a interconference game also. Makes this a must-win matchup here on a beautiful night in Tongi.
It absolutely does, especially coming into this 5-5-1. This match here tonight will decide whether or not they're a winning team thus far in the season or a losing team thus far in the season. They were a winning team until the last match on Tuesday when they played Bishop Miege, losing 5-2 away at Bishop Miege, making this an up-in-the-air season. So a win tonight will put them back in the winning column and right the ship of their season.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what year it is, what sport it is, that trip to Miege is just one that so many teams dread. Tonganoxie Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance. At Kansas Insurance, you'll find personalized coverage designed for you. As an agency, they believe in taking time to issue personal care and attention to each individual client. To see how Kansas Insurance can help you protect what matters most, call 913-369-6600. Coming up on the White Birch Properties pregame show, we'll get you the area matchup, keys to the game, and the starting lineups. Kickoff about 7 minutes away here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
For a winning team, contact White Birch Properties, the real estate MVPs.
Shop local and save at Brothers Market in Tonganoxie, where we treat you like family. Brothers Market has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy fresh cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Brothers Market, open daily. Learn more at shopbrothersmarket.com.
Unbelievable amount of devastation. I've never seen anything like it.
We had a beautiful barn that was gone in 20 minutes.
Farm Bureau stepped up right away and said, hey, we got you and we'll be there for you.
We were taken care of.
Now we could get on to repairing and rebuilding.
I tell everybody about Farm Bureau.
We're fortunate to say we have good coverage with good people doing it.
Contact Farm Bureau agents Tex Vandervoort and Jerry Sanders in Tonganoxie today.
With the
The pregame show is brought to you by White Birch Properties, Realty Executives. At White Birch Properties, you have a team of agents ready to help you buy or sell that next house. Their team is ready to lead you to success in the real estate game. Visit them at 1203 State Avenue, Site B in Tonganoxie, or call 913-915-0451. Still coming up on this pregame show, we've got area matchups, we've got keys to the game, and we've got starters. Let's get into those area matchups brought to you by Team Tongi.
Absolutely. So tonight we have Lewisburg away at Eudora. Lewisburg, of course, 4-4-2 on the season. They're going away to the Cardinals of Eudora, who are 2-6-2. So that looks like a match that is ripe for the picking for Lewisburg. Elsewhere in the Frontier League, we have Baldwin, who are hosting the Wildcats of Hayden High School. And the final matchup of the evening outside of Ottawa v. Tonganoxie here in Tonganoxie are the Paola Panthers going away to Bonner Springs. So that is another good matchup where Bonner Springs should claim all of the spoils, as Paola, we all know from what happened here earlier in the season, where Paola is just 1-10 on the season after the obliteration that occurred at the hands of the Chieftains here at BD Field.
Yeah, that's right. Looking at the implications of those matches for Tongi, the ones that you expect to really have an impact are that Baldwin match, that Lewisburg match, those teams that are kind of just below Spring Hill, who do remain the team to beat in the Frontier League despite taking that loss to Lewisburg the other night. Still to come, we'll get you the keys to the game and the starting lineups. You're watching boys soccer here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Has your furnace left you out in the cold? Pipes plugged? Are you underwater with your water heater? If so, you'll be glad you called Ladd. Ladd Service Company in Tonganoxie has been your heating, cooling, and plumbing specialist since 1986. Ladd is your dealer for top quality brands like York, April Air, and Wolverine Brass. Plus, they maintain and service all other brands. Schedule your appointment by calling 913-369-3509. Visit laddserviceco.com to see why you'll be glad you called Ladd. The same look and location of a classic drugstore with the services and supplies of a modern pharmacy. That's what you'll find at the Downtown Drug Store in Tonganoxie. Of course, Downtown Drug is the local choice for your prescriptions and health needs, but did you know they have the best selection of Tonganoxie Pride and Chieftain game day gear in town? And a whole lot more. Cards, gifts, home decor, and even the best way to satisfy that sweet tooth. The Downtown Drug Store. Call 913-369-3800 or visit them online at thedowntowndrugstore.com.
Midwest Chiropractic Center in Tonganoxie, Lansing, and Bonner Springs is ready to get you back to being the active, energetic person you want to be. Dr. Robert Shook and Dr. Daniel Haugen at Midwest Chiropractic offer caring, high-quality, and comprehensive care, including chiropractic care, acupuncture, and school and DOT physicals. Now offering Saturday appointments in Bonner Springs and Tonganoxie to better serve you. To schedule your appointment, call 913-369-0022 or visit them at mwchiropractic.com. From its native roots to the bustling community it is today, Tonganoxie's past is as unique as its future. With small town charm and big city amenities, Tonganoxie is the ideal place to grow a business and grow a family. Just 20 minutes from both Lawrence and Kansas City, Tonganoxie is perfectly positioned. Take an afternoon and come explore Tonganoxie. To learn more, go to tonganoxie.org.
The Tonganoxie Recreation Commission understands that the benefits of recreation are endless. Participating in community recreation is not only fun, but also healthy and educational. The Tonganoxie Rec Commission encourages all ages and abilities to participate in recreational activities. That's why they're continually working to develop programs for all the residents of Tonganoxie. To see the latest sports and program offerings and to get signed up, visit them at tongirec.org or call 913-845-3502. Whether you're an athlete looking to get back for another big win or you're just trying to win at life, Dr. Adam Ludwin at Win Chiropractic and Sports Therapy can get you back in the game. Dr. Adam has the tools and skills to have you feeling your best in no time. With chiropractic adjustment, physical therapy, cupping, taping, muscle scraping, on-site x-ray, and more. Lose the pain and win the day at Win Chiropractic and Sports Therapy. Now open in Tonganoxie. Book online at winchiropracticst.com or call 913-214-1020.
Get back in the game with Physical Therapy Solutions in Tonganoxie. As a state-of-the-art outpatient physical therapy clinic, Physical Therapy Solutions will develop a plan of care to help you move, reduce pain, restore function, and prevent disability. Physical Therapy Solutions takes great pride in delivering current, quality-driven treatments. And now get occupational therapy in the office or at home on an outpatient basis. Call 913-417-7400 or visit ptsolutionsks.com.
Black and Gold leads to sold at Skeet Real Estate in Tonganoxie. Steve Skeet and the agents at Skeet Real Estate are dedicated to helping you either buy your dream home or sell your home quickly. Plus, Skeet is a one-stop shop with a full line of insurance products from Skeet Insurance. In Tonganoxie and the surrounding area, your choice for real estate and insurance is Skeet. To learn more, follow them on Facebook at Skeet Real Estate or call 913-845-2255.
Welcome back to Tonganoxie, where the keys to the game are brought to you by the Tongi Business Association. The Tonganoxie Business Association works to bring the community together by nurturing and caring for our businesses while working toward and adding value to each other and to our community. Learn more about area businesses or become a member by visiting TonganoxieBusinessAssociation.com. So, of course, Tonganoxie, the Chieftains, heavily favored in this matchup. Tristan, what are your keys to the game for the Chieftains?
My keys to the game are keep it simple. Don't be silly when you have possession. Keep possession by passing to the feet. There's not always the need to lead the runner, right, unless you're trying to break through the defense, but I have a feeling that the Chieftains won't have much difficulty breaking through this Cyclones back line.
Yeah, this Tonganoxie team, one that will seek to mix it up with Baldwin and with Lewisburg, but in order to do so or be thereabouts at the end of the season, need to take care of business here. Your home team starting lineup, Jackson McWilliams, is back there in the goal. The junior, Aiden Van Middlesworth. Brennan Kuzmic will be the senior captain today for Tonganoxie. Cooper Waters, Gavin Shoup, Silas Kirchhoff, Trent Barnes, Ethan Butler, Lachlan McCrae, Iker Ragas Roma, and Cole Kessler on the JV roster originally is into the starting lineup for Tonganoxie.
It's rare to see a JV player get a call-up, but certainly not out of the ordinary for this Tonganoxie team, especially going up against the Ottawa Cyclones, who are just 1-7-1, 0-6 on the road this season. So definitely a bit of squad rotation from head coach John Orndorff to get this match underway.
And McWilliams' early touch of the ball may not see much of it throughout the contest, and you hear that a little round of applause from the Cyclones fans, excited to see an early opportunity for a squad that hasn't scored many goals.
They definitely have struggled putting the ball in the back of the net with only about a goal and a half per game. Obviously, you can't get a half goal, right, Alex? But
right.
If you average out the score, they have 16 goals on the season, and they've played 9 matches, so just over a goal a game. Unfortunately for them, they've been allowing exactly 3 goals a game, so that has been the opposite of fortune. So while their attack is pretty consistent, it's their defense that has holes in it.
Here come the Cyclones, middle of the park. It's Joel Brown battling in the center. Brown physical and springs free the forward. It's Navarro. Turns, leaves it off for his man, but intervention made. Smart one by Roma as Tongi attempt to clear.
Roma did well to read that ball, and something coming into this game was Jonathan Ahadi, who played in the starting lineup for varsity against Paola a few weeks ago. He is injured as of the JV match that preceded this affair here this evening, so we may not see Jonathan Ahadi and his pace coming in off the left wing tonight, which is a misfortune for Tonganoxie. However, it does allow the next man up to get that start, to get that opportunity coming off the bench.
McCullough in goal there for Ottawa. Just got things restarted as the ball bouncing first touches for Gavin Shoup.
Gavin Shoup is one of those players that you're going to want to keep an eye on throughout this match. He certainly was pivotal in their win over Paola, as was Brendan Kusmik, the captain of this team. So both of them playing in that attacking third already and being quite pivotal.
Roma started the run from deep. Now out wide with Kuzmik. Into the box goes Kuzmik into the side netting. First attempt is not on goal, but a threatening chance for the Chieftains.
Kuzmik, who normally plays in the middle of the park, showing his ability coming in off the wing on that opportunity. Sprinting in with pace in towards the box, getting a shot away quickly and just not quite on target. But that's going to happen in these early minutes.
Just 3 minutes gone. We don't, unfortunately, have the time in your scorebug, so we'll keep you posted on that. Cyclones with the restart. And we'll see if the Chieftains able to control here. Now, when you do rotate, sometimes you move some of those more defensive. At this level of the game, sometimes you end up moving some of those more defensive players. You move them up the field a little bit, give them some goal-scoring opportunities as a reward for their hard work in practice and in games. But then that can leave you with secondary players at the back. That can be an opportunity for the Cyclones.
Absolutely, and this Chieftains team have certainly been consistent both in the attack and on defense, scoring 20 goals and allowing 20 goals. So they've been pretty dead even, just as their record would dictate. However, at home they are 4-1-1, so definitely wanting to keep that fortress mentality here as the Chieftains now trying to spring on the counterattack.
Here is McRae in the middle of the field, battling there with Rivers, and eventually did lose possession of the ball.
You could see McRae trying to use his physicality, muscling the Cyclones off of the ball in the middle of the park, trying to maintain possession, and that is something that you will most definitely be seeing quite frequently from McRae, that target center forward that he is traditionally for this team. So keep an eye on number 35 as well as number 6, the captain Kuzmik. They will be a deadly pair coming in and braiding together some runs going from the middle of the park and to the right side for them, or the far side of your screen.
Here are the Chieftains trying to play out of the back line and instead misconnecting on the back pass and played out of bounds, throw in.
Not somewhere you want to make a mistake, especially against an Ottawa team that will take anything that they can grab, just trying to get some kind of momentum in their season.
Brown played the ball into the area. Caleb Hepner ended up on it and booted it over the goal.
Good defense there from the Chieftains.
It's like perhaps that shot was deflected or blocked, so first corner of the match will go to the Cyclones' Josh Otis to take. Delivery into the area is off the line and kept in play by Tonganoxie. Bouncing ball in the area, but enough red jerseys making a wall in front of the goal of McWilliams, and somehow the Chieftains avoid going down.
Joel Brown had a phenomenal header connecting with that cross in towards the box off of the corner kick, and an even better block off the line, a goal line save from Gavin Shoup, the central attacking midfielder for the Chieftains, back on his own goal line, heading that away before it was eventually dribbled out under pressure.
So the Cyclones showing dangerous signs early on as they move up the far sideline. Turner is ushered out of play. They'll keep possession, though. Can see the players' jerseys flapping in the wind. It is quite windy out there. And we're expecting a temperature drop quite a bit. The high today was 80. Temperature at kickoff about 77 degrees. The high tomorrow is 60, so something's blowing in overnight.
Certainly is. And speaking of blowing in overnight, Ottawa Cyclones are trying to blow their way into the attacking third now.
Into the corner of the box goes Ortiz, and it'll be another corner for the Cyclones.
Good work defensively from the Chieftains, but you want to try to make that line of confrontation way higher up the pitch. They're allowing the Cyclones to get too far into their defensive half. Chieftains need to make that line of confrontation right about on that American football 30-yard line.
That one taken once again into the middle of the area. And the second header still alive in the box for the Cyclones. Two good deliveries for Josh Audis. But Tongi able to defend this one once again.
Not sure what the call is there, but it is a free kick awarded to the Cyclones, just racking up the set pieces right now. Go the Cyclones.
Joel Brown looks like he's going to want to stand over this one. And it's a little bit central to attempt one of those hooking balls to the far post. May go with the direct shot on this one. We'll see.
Josu Navarro also standing over the ball. Looks like he is going to be the man to take. Joel Brown initially standing over it, and then one of them backing off, and now it's hard to tell which one will take, but it almost certainly looks like a shot offering.
And here it is, right in between the uprights, but not the correct goal.
Tonganoxie's goalkeeper, Jackson McWilliams, would be proud of that from Navarro, as he is the kicker, of course, for the Tonganoxie Chieftains American football team.
Right on.
Here this evening, he's playing goalkeeper. Last time I saw McWilliams, he scored a hat trick coming out from the goal as he was subbed in for Kusmik up top. Kusmik went into the net.
And you see that long kick taken by McWilliams. Ball kind of died as the wind is blowing from left to right. And Tongi attempt to build from within their own half.
It's one of the beautiful parts of commentating soccer in Kansas. You have so many different environments in which soccer is played in, right? So we go to Lewisburg and we have extremely long grass pitch that's almost sloped on the sides, and then you go to Spring Hill where they've got a short turf, and then here in Tonganoxie it's always windy. At least it has been while I've been here, so that really plays into how the athletes down on the pitch are going to be able to manipulate the ball, and their style of play certainly reflect their environment.
Tonganoxie attempted to take that restart free kick quickly. Player was offside, but it was called back anyway due to the official not permitting that. So the kick taken by McWilliams, floated ball into the area, still bouncing for the Chieftains. But Cyclones will attempt to break now through the middle of the park. Navarro turns his man and then fell over.
Yeah, fair no call there from the center official. Navarro broke his way past the sliding tackle of Kusmik and then just got tripped up over the ball as the incoming pressure of another Chieftain was just a bit too much for him mentally.
Kuzmik for Shoop. Nice connection on the right side. Beautiful cross into the box is going to evade the head of the onrushing Barnes. But that is a threatening position for Shoop. Nice delivery from the right wing.
That was pretty much the best option that they've had thus far in the match, the Chieftains, as they tried to send that cross in from the right side. Shoop having a nice lofted ball, but just a little bit behind the two incoming attackers.
Turner tried to play first time. Navarro up the side, nothing doing there. And you see McWilliams, you saw him come forward to take that free kick, seems very comfortable. Don't see many ball-playing keepers in the Frontier League. Nice run here by Roma. And we'll see if the Chieftains can finish it off. Loose ball near the top of the box, but tapped harmlessly to the keeper by Shoop.
You mentioned ball-playing keepers. At times, traditionally, when you see a keeper with the ball at his feet, you often see them referred to more as a sweeper keeper. But ball-playing keeper is 100% what McWilliams is. He'll come all the way up as far as the 30-yard line on the American pitch, and just happy to have the ball at his feet, lay it off, super calm, casual in possession.
Hepner to chase that one into the corner, but can't get there. Good hustle by the sophomore forward. But McWilliams will try to get this one past the midline. Might be hard with the wind going the way it is. Saw some booming goal kicks taken And McWilliams puts it up. Jump ball for Barnes, who's into the game on the right side of midfield. Barnes attempts to turn his opposite number. Space to work here for Tongi, broken up though. Kuzmic now challenging this Cyclone backline, but it's hacked away. McWilliams made that a little more complicated than it needed to be, now sprinting back into his goal. And Ortiz is going to get, is that another corner or a free kick?
Free kick just on the inside of the 18-yard line, as the Cyclones are going to look to get another set piece on this inside their attacking third. Another good opportunity here. Looks like Joel Brown will take this one.
Joel Brown, right-footed delivery, hooking into the middle of the box, makes it all the way through. And looks like the Chieftains will just about clear it away as a player was held back there trying to do so.
Watching the Cyclones play early in this match, it's hard to see how their record is only 1-7-1. Their ability off of set pieces is remarkable considering their record, and yet they still don't have anything to show for it. So while their ability to play the ball in is great, may not always pay off on the other end.
Kuzmic tried to nutmeg his man, did so, but couldn't collect the ball. And it'll be a throw-in for Tongi along the far side.
Bit of sportsmanship there as Kuzmic was going to ground, trying to draw that penalty kick early in this match, trying to decide it early, and the center official with a good no call.
14th minute of the first half, and that one's whiffed. Free ball in front is cleared off the line by the Cyclones. And that was athletic defending on the goal line by Cole Spiegel. Just swinging a boot at it and ends up kicking it out the side.
Really well done there from both teams. Chieftains able to get that cross in towards the box, and then incredibly athletic, as you mentioned, Alex, clearance off that line. Now the center official's having a conversation with his assistant referee.
It's been given. The goal has been given. The ball completely crossed the line before Spiegel was able to hack it away, and that will make it 1-0 Chieftains here in the 14th minute.
Really well done from the Chieftains. They've been relentless in their pressure early on. They've allowed a couple of opportunities from the Cyclones, but they haven't allowed that to stop them pushing forward and getting opportunities of their own. Finally able to capitalize on it. Untraditional, albeit, but a goal is a goal, right? So the score sheet doesn't care how it goes in, just as long as it does.
And I believe the announcers credited Shoup with that goal. Gavin Shoup, the junior midfielder, was sprinting down the right side on the play and kind of put in that cross, then was missed by Jacob McCullough, the Cyclones keeper. As Ottawa find themselves now in a familiar position, they are still winless on the road on the year.
Winless they may be, but they certainly can score goals at about the same rate as Tonganoxie, so I would be surprised if this match stays 1-0.
And look at Ortiz unleashing a cannon right at McWilliams, who's equal to it, and shows the enthusiasm after making a big save.
Really nice save there from McWilliams, diving out to his right side, our far side, not allowing anything to go past, really trying to hold on to that clean sheet here this evening.
Got another corner for Ottawa. That corner flag looks like it wants to float away. They've had a couple of lower deliveries. This one, another line drive right in front of the net, is going to bounce all the way through.
It's a beautiful corner kick. Yet another really clinical set piece and just no one on the end of it. It's slowly becoming apparent to me how they have as few goals scored as they do, although nothing to scoff at. 16 goals in 9 matches isn't terrible.
Kuzmic, plenty of space to run into and goes right past his man. Kuzmic now in the area. Turns past one and is shoved, but no call from the official immediately and decisively, wagging his finger, signaling no penalty.
Well done by the junior Cody Rivers, number 8 for Ottawa Cyclones. Just used his shoulder, didn't fully lower it, but just sort of checked him a little bit, just enough as Kuzmic was taking a step to get him off balance, take him to ground, and clean, simple play, especially if you're the center official. You don't want to give a penalty there.
Right.
The home team just scored. You don't want to throw the game completely out of balance. Your game is simply, or your role as the official is simply to keep the game under control and not to do much else in terms of massively affecting the game if it doesn't need to be.
And here come the Cyclones running right into the wall. This time it's Ethan Butler breaking up play in the defensive midfield. Now Brown up ahead on the right side for Hepner to chase.
Really well done there from the Cyclones to win that corner kick, as I believe it was number 11, Caleb Hepner, running all the way around the Tonganoxie defender and flicking it off of his shins out of play for a corner. Really good hustle from the Cyclones. Although they're down, they're certainly not out.
Another delivery to be taken by Otis. This one taken short, bouncing into the area, but cleared away by the Chieftains. Ottawa created one chance from open play. Most of these, as you mentioned, have been off the set play. This could be a chance for Ortiz, but the shot, or Navarro rather, but the shot was blocked.
Yeah, and it was a poor connection off of his boot. He connected with the outside of his boot, not even on the laces. It was all the way on the outside where the foot starts to slope off, and it wouldn't have been on target even if it hadn't been deflected.
Good job to win that ball back for the Cyclones, as you see that physical battle between both Otis and Trent Barnes. Otis took a seat after that one. We'll need to walk it off. And nice ball played up ahead. Back heel. Now going into the box, but a wild shot. And that was good interplay in the middle of the field for the Cyclones for one of the first times there, but just didn't have the end product.
Yeah, Ortiz and Navarro connecting well. Ortiz trying to send it on, leading Navarro in towards the box, and well done by the Chieftains to clear it away before Navarro could get onto the end of that and really put something up on the board.
So mistakenly called that a wild shot. Looks like it was a deflected shot blocked out of bounds. Another chipped corner entry. That's kind of hard to deal with, but McWilliams will grab and show off the gun, starting the Tongi attack from the back. Turned over again. Ottawa the 1-2 on the near side. Juan Diego Ortiz making his presence felt. Nice touch for Navarro. Took it down and took a shot which was deflected.
Tonganoxie are doing a really nice job of, although they know they have a very quality goalkeeper in Jackson McWilliams, those defenders don't want to put so many shots on target, so they're trying to do everything they can just to get a slight deflection on that shot. And yet again, deflecting it wide for a corner.
21:30 remain here in the first half as a Tonganoxie lead through the 14th minute goal by Shoop, which was confirmed after the officials discussed it together. And that corner over the head of everybody in the box. These deliveries for Ottawa have started really strong but kind of faded the last couple.
And even those that were quality, you have to be aware of what your teammates in the box are capable of doing, right? So while you can put in a perfect ball that's exactly 8 feet in the air and your teammates, if they can't reach it, doesn't matter. It's not a good ball. So while it would be a good ball in my eyes, it may not actually be a quality ball given the ability of the teammates in the box.
Throw in for Van Middlesworth as a couple of substitutions will enter the fray. Our presenting sponsor, Tonganoxie Sports Live, is presented by Kansas Insurance. At Kansas Insurance, you'll find personalized coverage designed for you. As an agency, they believe in taking time to issue personal care and attention to each individual client. To see how Kansas Insurance can help you protect what matters most, call 913-369-6600. Or, Tristan, as we like to say in soccer, 6600. I don't think it works quite the same in phone numbers of businesses, but we like to keep it vocab friendly for the beautiful game here.
Absolutely.
Ball up ahead, and a nice turn there by Navarro. But Tongi able to defend that occasion. And you see what Ottawa kind of tend to want to do rather than build up through the midfield. They kind of want to bypass the midfield, play it into those forwards quickly, see if they can't turn on those center halves for Tonganoxie. And Tongi getting pretty alert to it at this point.
After their goal, Tonganoxie have simply been pressed all the way back into their defensive third. They've been forced to bring all of their lines back into one straight line of defense, simply parking the bus, trying to get out of the pressure. Kuzmic dropping all the way back to get a touch on the ball and help his team relieve a bit of this pressure.
And McWilliams just looking for some open space, almost like a quarterback just trying to avoid the grounding penalty. Quickly surrounded by defenders, just booted it up the field. And unfortunately, we're going to see Shoop, the goal scorer right now for the Chieftains. He was down on the pitch and asking for a substitute. Ball was put out of play, and he will be removed from the contest. Samuel Farrow replaces him.
Samuel Farrow is another member of that JV squad who's coming in, getting a call up to the first team. It's going to be interesting to see how both of these JV players are able to carry their own weight.
And the center backs there, that was Roma, decided not to play it all the way back to McWilliams. Smart bit of play as Barnes operates from the base of midfield.
Well done from the substitute there to win the ball, break up the play, and then his pass just gave it right back. So still working on his sea legs a little bit out there on the pitch, but about 50% of it has been great.
Cameron Albert, nice job to win the ball over there on the far side as it comes to Kuzmic in the center. And now sprinting up ahead is Weiser. Well defended.
Weiser's been doing a nice job on this near side, subbing in for Kirchhoff on this left wing. He's been dropping back on defense as needed, and there he's showing his pace in the attack as well.
And Spiegel, wearing the number 3 for the Cyclones, has been busy as well, doing some good defending. Nearly saved that goal, not quite able to do so. This shot is deflected. Tough moment for McCullough to deal with it, but was able to collect it.
McCullough there, you could tell he wanted to jump up and grab it first time before the bounce and then decided against it after seeing the pressure coming in, not wanting to put his body on the line.
Kuzmic tries to burn past his man, and really up on the edge of the area was McCall, but able to safely gather in his gloves.
Definitely questionable there as to whether or not he reached over the line or not, but either way, center official, no call. Doesn't matter in the end.
Tongi trying to keep it out of their half. Ottawa, though, other ideas. Sutton turned but lost it as the Cyclones now regain. Sutton had it hacked away. Strong, no-nonsense defending by Cooper Waters. And Brown again. Brown really popping up anywhere he can get the ball for the Cyclones. Generally in those deeper positions, as that one is just about kept in bounds but allowed to run out of play.
It's the right idea there from Caleb Hepner. He saw a couple of teammates in Navarro and Sutton who were ready to make that run down the line and just way overcooked the pass. Creative vision there from number 11. Just poor execution, but he'll polish that with time.
Kessler back into the lineup here. Started the game and was one of the first to be substituted as we are 25 minutes now into the 40-minute first half. Got 15:30 on the clock. Scramble for possession in front of the Tongi bench. It is going to be one out by Turner. But now the Chieftains come forward.
Something to keep an eye on is Ikerakis Roma. He's grabbing at his foot right now. He may have to come out if it gets much worse.
And here's Albert. But again, well defended by the Cyclones. That would be the second player in the past couple minutes to depart the contest for Tongi were that to come true.
And when you're looking at records, it's not something you'd be entirely worried about if you're Tonganoxie, 5-5-1 up against a 1-7-1. But the way that the Cyclones have come out in the first 20 minutes or so of this match, it has been almost all Cyclones. Yes, the scoreline tells a completely different tale, but it doesn't really matter if the momentum is going with one team or not. If this team simply takes their chances off of their plentiful amount of set pieces, they certainly could find themselves right back in this match.
Nice diagonal ball. First time touch by Turner. As Turner makes a strong run down the right-hand side. Doesn't get the return pass. Spiegel instead. Into the middle for Ortiz. And Ortiz, they missed him on the return ball.
It's good vision there from Ortiz. He came in off that wing, and then a teammate took his place, laying it off. And then that, as you mentioned, that back pass just wasn't good enough.
And just like that, those opportunities right there as Ottawa backline in a bit of disarray, able to clear it. Now they'll have a chance, though, into the box. I was going to say those are the balls that Tongi need to win, those 50-50 chances and those pressures on the defenders. They're struggling to build out from their own half, so sometimes that defensive press can be what gets you opportunities.
And earlier in the match, I mentioned those lines of confrontation, right? That comes into play when discussing 50-50s. If you have a higher line of confrontation, you're more likely going to win those 50-50s in the middle of the park.
And that corner delivery was, don't think it was an excellent one, but it was certainly not helped by the wind, which pushed it out of play.
He was going for the spectacular there off of the corner kick. It looked like it was curling back. It didn't touch anybody, and on its own, it curled out of play. If he had a little bit tighter curl on it, may have been able to find the net.
Roma exchanges passes with Jackson McWilliams, the Tongi keeper. And this one is booted up ahead. These are the balls that Tongi have just struggled to control, and you see why there. Joel Brown chipping it up ahead. Roma chasing into the corner, and it rolls out of play. Throw in for the Chieftains. 12:30 remaining now. And if you're just joining us, it was Shoop scoring in the 14th minute.
Yeah, illegal throw-in is the call on the field. Player lifted his leg in the midst of the throw-ins. This is good field position for a throw-in for the Cyclones, as no one goes forward to receive it. It looks like it may be a long throw into the box.
Oh my, the full somersault action. It's cleared out to the top of the area, and eventually on the second ask, Kuzmic now chases for the Chieftains.
I've always thought those types of throw-ins were impressive. As a kid, I always wanted to be able to do it, and now as an adult, I know there's no way my body could contort itself into that type of a position.
Chieftains a chance to counter, but Kessler instead will settle the possession to Kuzmic. Kuzmic trying to direct traffic, sets a teammate on the run. The pass not on point.
Incredible boot there. Simply relieving the pressure from Jonathan Van Staden.
Kuzmic making a challenge in the middle of the park. And then another as Ottawa seek to build from the back. This could be a chance, though. Not so fast as that back line for the Cyclones recovers.
Sutton came on as a substitute for the Cyclones and has been really solid. Almost everything seeming to go through the sub as he gets another touch there. Not the best, but it certainly finds its target.
Up ahead, Navarro continuing to challenge on the press after losing possession, but McWilliams able to clear. Bouncing ball, and it seems like it's just magnetized to those Ottawa feet as the team in red struggle to keep hold of the ball. Roma up ahead, and Tongi do control this one. Kirchhoff. Coming the other way, Navarro just lost possession as well. Play getting a little disjointed in midfield, And that is kind of what you tend to see the game sort of opening up a little bit once those lineups kind of get mishmashed together. Once you have some starters, some subs on for all the teams, then things tend to get chaotic like this.
Really nice bit of individual skill on that far touchline from Kirchhoff. Having that independent skill and then the heavy touch on defense from Ottawa, able to dispossess him and move the ball the other way.
So free kick to be taken by McWilliams. And it's a booming one that pushes the Ottawa backline all the way back. Albert making a challenge, but Cyclones able to boot it away, but not keep it in play.
With how hard McWilliams is kicking these balls, I will be surprised if by the end of this match his laces aren't etched permanently on the side of this ball. He is absolutely sending these.
So throw in on the far side for Tonganoxie as I believe it was a trio of the substitutes just entered the contest. Ottawa coach Roland Jaworski having a word with the center official. And you don't normally see him hustle over to talk to coaches like that. It must have been important.
Well, and he pulled off 3 of the starters for this team, so he clearly sees something down there. The 2 starters as well as Albert, number 8 for Tonganoxie. So he clearly saw something tactically from the Cyclones. Maybe he's just simply trying to spark a bit of spirit in the team before halftime as there's just 8 minutes left, trying to get something, double their lead before going into the halftime team talk.
Turner tried to keep that one in bounds, couldn't quite do it. So a throw in here by Barnes. Leaves it off for a red friendly, and Tonganoxie attempt to build as they make a switch of play to the right side. Pressured off the ball, Lindholm losing possession. And that was almost on, but McWilliams, you got to think, is going to be alert to anything through that back line.
Especially with how high up McWilliams has drawn his own line of confrontation. He's been all the way out of his box as he is now, and then he's barely inside of the box when there are attackers coming in. He certainly needs to be wary of a chipping ball should Ottawa try to spring a counterattack. All they need is a ball like this where Navarro runs onto it and then chips it right over him, and they're right back in this.
Tonganoxie doing just about enough defensively here in this first half. We do have 7 minutes remaining. We'll have the halftime coverage for you. Attempt to get you some scores maybe from around the Frontier League if possible, right here on Tonganoxie Sports Live. 1-0 the goal scored by Shoup back in the 14th. And we don't have VAR, certainly. The resolution wouldn't be worth much, but the officials did need to get together. They did change the call. The original call was not a goal, but then I believe it was the linesman, the official, way over near the corner, spotting that the ball did, in fact, completely cross the line.
And off of that, sometimes people may think that the ball has to bounce on the other side of a line to be a goal or out of play, but all it has to do is cross it. It could be in the air, it could be on the ground. It doesn't matter what method it goes. As long as it goes on the opposite side of the line, it is a goal or it is out of play. So it may have been one of the conversation pieces with the far side assistant official.
Here's Roma. Shadowed step for step by Navarro, but fouled. Navarro is hungry to get on that score sheet. Played on the ground this time by McWilliams as Tonganoxie try to build. Eloriaga. Now for Kuzmic. Tried to play down the right side, or the left side rather, for Wesley Johnson. I remember the name Wesley Johnson in a long time. I'm a Timberwolves fan, and that's not a friendly name for me. But my name is Alex Smith, so you're not the first person to get mistaken for a pro athlete.
And might I say, you look exactly like the professional footballer as well.
Oh, my goodness.
Bulging muscles and all.
Oh, my. Hey, at least my leg is in one piece, right? That one rolls out of play, or just about, for the Cyclones. Has several more subs made. You see Tonganoxie, they do tend to shift 2 or 3 players out each time they do make a sub. And in contrast to Ottawa, who are making subs at exactly the same time, it's almost always 3 red shirts, 1 white one.
One of those red shirts coming back in is Gavin Shoup, so it's good to see him back out into the field of play. Hopefully whatever it was clearly wasn't too serious that caused him to leave the match earlier.
And Shoup applying defensive pressure right now up high to Spiegel. Now Kuzmic. Kuzmic for Shoup. Dancing near the byline and was dispossessed, but out for a corner, defending by Caden Turner. So Kuzmic to take now for Tonganoxie. And they already lead 1-0. This one taking a strong delivery, but way past any Tongi forwards.
Sometimes having a free kick, you're excited just to be able to put your all into the ball, and that time I think he put a little too much into it, a little too much of his all.
And you saw those Ottawa corner kicks really kind of lock in for a section of early in this first half. As they got a couple, they got to try a couple, got to hit a couple balls, and then kind of locked in on that delivery in the middle of the box. But unfortunately for Ottawa, they were not really able to convert that period of dominance they enjoyed throughout much of this first half into a goal. And since maybe the 10-minute mark of this first half, it's been much more even.
Even indeed, especially as Tonganoxie are able to raise their defensive line, start to really spread this Ottawa team a little bit more. And that's probably what Coach John Orndorff will try to be conveying in his halftime team talk, is say, look, if we put our wingers more towards the sidelines, we're going to be able to spread this defense. They're going to be forced to draw their midfielders back, add additional defenders, and that'll allow us to raise our defensive line, get our own players higher up the pitch. So definitely something to look for in the second half. I mean, if you look at the pitch right now, there's not a single body on the near side of halfway. There's not a single body. There's one in number 9, Cooper Waters. He's the only man for Tonganoxie who's on our side of the screen.
Free kick going to be taken and launched into the box, but bouncing harmlessly. Well, maybe not harmlessly. It was McWilliams that had to jump up high for that one, but able to collect it easily. Nice run up the sideline. Cooper Waters showing off some speed, but losing out. Coming up, the S&S Body Shop halftime show. Talk about Shoup's goal, the controversy as it was eventually awarded, and get you some info on what is going around Frontier Boys Soccer, as we've got 1 minute remaining here in half number 1.
It was well done by Iker Rakes Roma to use his body, shield off the ball, and then simply guide it out of play, not touching it. Goes out for a goal kick. Well done. Buys a little bit of time to burn it off the clock, and also denies Ottawa of any attacking opportunity.
Here come the Cyclones. Down the left side goes Ortiz. Tries to tease one into the center. And the shot is taken, flashing beyond the far post.
Phenomenal ball played in from Ortiz. He's able to take it all the way towards that corner flag, cutting just before and then sending in a nice curling cross. Goes in front of one player from either side before finally having a shot taken by the Cyclones. It goes far to the far side.
Booming goal kick taken by McWilliams, as all that Ottawa can do is head that one out of play. 10 seconds remaining, and that may just about do it here in the first half. It is going to be 1-0 to Tonganoxie, despite Ottawa really showing strong early on in this game, particularly the goal by Shoop in the 14th minute after the review did cross the line, and that is how the Chieftains lead 1-0. Coming up, we've got your halftime coverage right here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
For a winning team, contact White Birch Properties, the real estate MVPs.
From its native roots to the bustling community it is today, Tonganoxie's past is as unique as its future. With small town charm and big city amenities, Tonganoxie is the ideal place to grow a business and grow a family. Just 20 minutes from both Lawrence and Kansas City, Tonganoxie is perfectly positioned. Take an afternoon and come explore Tonganoxie. To learn more, go to tonganoxie.org.
The Tonganoxie Recreation Commission understands that the benefits of recreation are endless. Participating in community recreation is not only fun, but also healthy and educational. The Tonganoxie Rec Commission encourages all ages and abilities to participate in recreational activities. That's why they're continually working to develop programs for all the residents of Tonganoxie. To see the latest sports and program offerings and to get signed up, visit them at tongirec.org or call 913-845-3502.
The same look and location of a classic drugstore with the services and supplies of a modern pharmacy. That's what you'll find at the Downtown Drug Store in Tonganoxie. Of course, Downtown Drug is the local choice for your prescriptions and health needs, but did you know they have the best selection of Tonganoxie Pride and Chieftain game day gear in town? And a whole lot more. Cards, gifts, home decor, and even the best way to satisfy that sweet tooth. The Downtown Drug Store. Call 913-369-3800 or visit them online at thedowntowndrugstore.com.
Whether you're an athlete looking to get back for another big win or you're just trying to win at life, Dr. Adam Ludwin at Win Chiropractic and Sports Therapy can get you back in the game. Dr. Adam has the tools and skills to have you feeling your best in no time with chiropractic adjustment, physical therapy, cupping, taping, muscle scraping, on-site x-ray, and more. Lose the pain and win the day at Win Chiropractic and Sports Therapy, now open in Tonganoxie. Book online at winchiropracticst.com or call 913-214-1020.
The halftime show is brought to you by S&S Body Shop. Since 1972, S&S Body Shop has been the place to go in Tonganoxie for auto body and repair work. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at snsAutobody.com or call 913-369-3193. Well, Tristan, the 6 p.m. kickoffs for Frontier League Soccer are really so enjoyable. You get to see all the colors of the evening. You start the match in full sunlight, and you get to play almost usually the entire second half, especially as we get here to now October. Wow, it's already October. But as you get under the lights here, we're set for another beautiful evening. Tongi and Ottawa locked at 1-0. It's a slim lead for the Chieftains, and Ottawa certainly have looked a threatening side on the night.
That they have, threatening indeed, just like the Cyclones of Central Kansas. They have certainly been tormenting this Tonganoxie back line. The first 20 minutes was a story purely of the Cyclones. Although the Chieftains got a goal in that time period, it doesn't matter because the story was all about the Cyclones. They had the Chieftains pinned all the way back into their defensive third the entirety of those 20 minutes. Stay 2 minutes or so when the Chieftains were able to get forward and get that goal, which was so awkward in nature, which is really sort of a sign of what the Chieftains have brought to the table. It's been an awkward, wonky approach to the game, coming in only in spurts of attacking pressure until the end, where the last 10 minutes or so were all them.
Yeah, Shoop's goal was actually more of a cross, and the goalkeeper, Jacob McCullough, tried to come out and collect it. kind of whiffed, and then the ball bounced into the goal just crossing the line, and that happened in the 14th minute, made it 1-0 for the Chieftains here. Still to come on the halftime show, we'll take a look around the Frontier League. You are watching boys soccer here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
With the First State Bank and Trust mobile app, you can bank from anywhere. Check your balance while you're waiting in line here, or transfer funds while you're here. Forget to pay that bill? Pay it from here. Don't cut your visit short to go to the bank. Make your deposit from here. And remember, you're always welcome to bank right here. Did you know First State Bank and Trust has donated over $112,000 to Tonganoxie schools? Every time you swipe your Tonganoxie Chieftain debit card, we donate. For more information, visit us at firststateks.com. Member FDIC. Has your furnace left you out in the cold? Pipes plugged? Are you underwater with your water heater? If so, you'll be glad you called LAD. LAD Service Company in Tonganoxie has been your heating, cooling, and plumbing specialist since 1986. LAD is your dealer for top quality brands like York, Aprilaire, and Wolverine Brass. Plus, they maintain and service all other brands. Schedule your appointment by calling 913-369-3509. Visit ladserviceco.com to see why you'll be glad you called LAD.
Midwest Chiropractic Center in Tonganoxie, Lansing, and Bonner Springs is ready to get you back to being the active, energetic person you want to be. Dr. Robert Shook and Dr. Daniel Haugen at Midwest Chiropractic offer caring, high-quality, and comprehensive care, including chiropractic care, acupuncture, and school and DOT physicals. Now offering Saturday appointments in Bonner Springs and Tonganoxie to better serve you. To schedule your appointment, call 913-369-0022 or visit them at mwchiropractic.com.
Get back in the game with Physical Therapy Solutions in Tonganoxie. As a state-of-the-art outpatient physical therapy clinic, Physical Therapy Solutions will develop a plan of care to help you move, reduce pain, restore function, and prevent disability. Physical Therapy Solutions takes great pride in delivering current, quality-driven treatments. And now get occupational therapy in the office or at home on an outpatient basis. Call 913-417-7400 or visit ptsolutionsks.com.
Black and Gold leads to sold at Skeet Real Estate in Tonganoxie. Steve Skeet and the agents at Skeet Real Estate are dedicated to helping you either buy your dream home or sell your home quickly. Plus, Skeet is a one-stop shop with a full line of insurance products from Skeet Insurance. In Tonganoxie and the surrounding area, your choice for real estate and insurance is Skeet. To learn more, follow them on Facebook at Skeet Real Estate or call 913-845-2255.
The area matchups are brought to you by Team Tongi. Since 2009, Team Tongi has been helping Tonganoxie families facing serious health and medical issues. Team Tongi also partners with other community organizations to provide assistance. To learn how you can help, visit teamtongi.com. Tristan, I believe we have a couple of scores. I don't think we have them all, but we do our best to look around the Frontier League tonight.
We do have one score, and it is just about as riveting as the skyline right now. Pretty bland and dark, just like the scoreline in Baldwin against Hayden, as the Bulldogs are 0-0 with the Wildcats, who are visiting from Hayden High School. So very exciting stuff happening across the Frontier League, as it is a 1-0 result right here and a 0-0 result in Baldwin against Hayden.
Again, the implications, Tonganoxie kind of trying to stick with that second level of teams in the Frontier League. Spring Hill with just one defeat. That came to Lewisburg earlier this week, made them look mortal, but they are still very much the team at the top of the Frontier League, as this one is just about ready, it looks like, to start the second half, despite there being almost a minute remaining on the clock. Looks like ref wants to get us going.
Certainly no fault to him. I wouldn't blame him for wanting to get us started a little bit earlier, as it's already dark here. The temperature is only due to continue to drop, as it's already 73 degrees.
And there we go, underway for the second half. Tonganoxie in the red shirts, and they are kicking now from left to right on your screen. Much of the play occurred in the the Tonganoxie half. Wanted to say Ottawa, but it was Ottawa with most of the ball, as Brown just about lost it for Gavin Shoup down the left side.
Gavin Shoup is definitely a player that Tonganoxie are going to be excited to bring back into the fray. He did have to leave the match for the majority of the first half, coming back in the final 3 minutes or so, getting the start here in the second half. So definitely a player to keep an eye on, as well as Ikerakis Roma, who was clutching at his foot following a harsh tackle in the first half. So 2 players to keep an eye on, hoping they're going to be able to stay healthy throughout the second half.
Yeah, 2 key members of this Chieftain squad, as it'll be a throw-in for the Cyclones over there on the far side. Taken, headed into or toward the center, and then hacked up toward Kuzmic.
Already you can see a change of game plan from Tonganoxie. Earlier in the first half, they were trying to press forward and just attack whenever they got the ball. No need to maintain possession, and yet immediately off the bat you see them rotate the ball all the way into the back line, and once it reached Roma, who is definitely a ball-playing center back, he took it and tried to dribble it into the midfield.
And that was a forceful challenge there by the senior Cooper Waters, who clattered into the back with the shoulder barge to boot.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hard tackle, but certainly setting a tone for the second half. Definitely letting the Cyclones know that they will not get into the attacking third as easily in this second half.
Free kick is rolled along the floor. Brown takes a shot, and it bobbles along the floor, taken with a little bit of flair by McWilliams.
It's rare that you find a goalkeeper that has that flair of a number 9 or of a number 10, and of course number 9 being your striker and number 10 being your midfielder. But it's rare to find a goalkeeper that has that same type of personality, that I don't know even how to describe it. It's just he has an air about him. It's not arrogance, it's just confidence, and he knows how good he is, and so he's going to show it off and let everybody know.
Yeah, just took a touch there on the shot, controlled it with his feet before picking it up with his hands. We've seen an impressive save as well down to the right in the first half off of the shot by Ortiz. And this throw-in taken into the center for Barnes. Barnes, back pass, connecting just about with David Hickey, number 20 out there.
Well done by Josu Navarro to get a touch on that. Try to get the breakaway, and then Roma even better in defense to break that up, and now Tonganoxie trying to press the other direction.
Yeah, Shoup and Van Middlesworth trying to combine here on the near side in front of the friendly red bench. And Shoup now takes the throw in all the way into the corner. This one's chased after by Van Middlesworth, but Ottawa just about able to defend. Still alive in a threatening area for the Chieftains.
It's good position to have a throw in. Kuzmic trying to get this deep throw in towards the box. He gets it high towards the center. Bounces around a few times before being cleared away by Ottawa. Scary moment there for the Cyclones, but fantastic work from Kuzmic to get that ball into the box.
Yeah, that one just bounced in the box before the defenders got to it, and that just adds another level of kind of unpredictability as Tongi will attempt to attack through the right side again with Van Middlesworth. Now up ahead for Shoup. And the shot came in past the near post that time of the diving McCullough.
Great work there from Tonganoxie as the Chieftains were able to have some really nice 1-2 passing, taking 1-2 touches along the way, simply playing it immediately to feet, as we mentioned in the pregame broadcast about how they need to keep it concise, simplify their touches, and get the ball 1-2 passing. Take 1 or 2 touches and lay it off. Don't try to lead the runner. Keep it simple, play to feet. That's where you'll see the progress, and right there it almost paid off.
Yeah, we are seeing the progress quite a bit with numbers forward that time for Tonganoxie. Finally able to sustain the possession. That's what allowed them to get those numbers forward. As this ball controlled nicely by McRae coming out of the center of defense. And now Shoop tracking back. Shoop losing out a couple defenders around him. And now Otis challenged by his opposite number.
Great heavy pressure, high up the pitch, just raising that line of confrontation, as we mentioned in the first half. Tonganoxie doing really well, coming out with a completely different look in the second half.
Kuzmic there tried to beat his man, but ushered out of play by Caden Turner. And the two exchange a couple words before Shoop jogs off.
McRae, a player who started in that number 9, that furthest north attacking player for the Chieftains, now playing center back. So clearly a shift of tactics there as head coach John Orndorff trying to get some of those bigger bodies into that back line, help out Roma a little bit, allow him to Roma his way further up the pitch.
And Roma that time, nice free kick delivery, but was headed out by the first Ottawa defender. And now taken down by Caden Turner. Nice ball up ahead.
Great first touch from Navarro, able to cut it back, trying to maintain possession, allow more of his teammates to come up and support.
Dancing feet by Navarro, gets it through, nearly connecting in the middle, still alive. Navarro gets it back, takes the shot. It was blocked. And now Ortiz off the chest control, into the box. Ortiz for Navarro in the center. And it was a tame shot in the end for McWilliams, who was well positioned.
Well done there for McWilliams. Composed under pressure, as we know him to always be, having a simple diving save to his right. And it's not often that you hear the word simple preceding the phrase diving save.
Right.
But with McWilliams, nothing is difficult for this kid. He's just an absolute menace of an athlete.
Navarro contesting that one for Ottawa. But the Chieftains able just about to get it over the midline using the heads of a couple different players.
Sutton checking in for the Cyclones, a player who subbed in once in the first half for the visitors and then was absolutely paramount to their abilities to maintain pressure in the middle of the park. Clearly a substitution that head coach Jaworski from Ottawa is looking to make to try to regain control of this match.
And look at this run here by Kuzmic, just trying to deliver the pass up ahead for Van Middlesworth. But Kuzmic, you can tell, is the best running with the ball at his feet. Now into the box. The cross is going to be collected by McCullough.
He was just gliding with that ball. It was like it was glued to his feet. You could tell as he got towards the end of the box, towards the end of the pitch even, it just looked like it was glued to the top of his foot before the cross that was well parried away by McCullough.
Nice play by Albert to recycle possession and no hesitation to play it back for McWilliams.
Again, Tonganoxie here trying to maintain possession by playing out of the back instead of trying to force a ball forward like this and then hope a player can run onto it. Although it may have paid off. Kirchhoff just barely being beat out before it goes out of play.
Yeah, and that's what you can do when you recycle possession. That just invites those defenders to come a little bit closer, move toward that midline, and then you can try to exploit the space. And that's what we see Lewisburg do on their long grass, because those passes that go down the side, those will just nestle themselves into the corner. You can run after them. But not quite the same here on the football turf in Tonganoxie. Tongi on the far side. Shoop threw it in and then got it back, and a long effort was never going to challenge McCullough.
That's one of those efforts where it's just sort of a, why not? Let's have one,
Check if he's awake.
Exactly. They haven't had a whole lot of opportunities in their attacking third thus far. They had a decent cross, and then the shot from Kuzmic, who was it looked like it was almost more of a cross intended, and it turned into more of a shot. That time, why not have a go from 30, 40 yards out?
And nearly a mistake at the back there for Ottawa, but they avoid any blushes as they're able to clear it away now. Roma, first touch for McRae. And now Barnes hassling his man. Ottawa are going to benefit from the referee's whistle.
Well done from Middlesworth, just simply scooping possession off of the foot of Sutton.
And you see a big overlapping run here made by McCrae, who came forward, but was not able to receive the return pass.
Tonganoxie's Trent Barnes, one of the two captains down there, simply relieving pressure, not wanting to allow a counterattack.
And the more I see from this Tongi center back pairing, as we'll check that, Kuzmic making a nice run, moving into the box, try to strike it on the left foot. Shot is going to be taken and palmed away by McCullough. It was Van Middlesworth just streaking in from that right wing position to strike a loose ball, but not able to challenge McCullough.
Really strong connection there. You could tell that Kuzmic was trying to take that shot, curl it just for the far post, and well done from Ottawa to get a foot in front of that before it was deflected in front of Middlesworth, who did really well to strike it on the half volley, and a phenomenal save from the Ottawa keeper to keep it 1-0.
So McWilliams way up to take this free kick. Will attempt to loft it gently into the area. Instead, a driven shot makes it toward the goal, but over harmlessly.
It almost looked like McWilliams forgot which sport he was playing there for a moment. He almost put it through the uprights for American football. Clearly.
What day is it?
Yeah, it's a Thursday, not a Friday night, McWilliams. Let's try to keep those a little lower. You want to aim for your teammates in this sport.
So restarting in the corner are the Cyclones, and that's a little dangerous for them. Nearly gifted Tongi an opportunity last time, but they're able to get it at least to the 40, if not midfield.
They're having the right idea, trying to play out of the back, similar to what Tonganoxie are showcasing right now. But the thing that Tonganoxie are doing really well that Ottawa could use a little bit more work on is playing those simple shorter balls and trying to, instead of trying to make that 20, 30, 40-yard pass to really spread the team. Sometimes those shorter 2-3 yard passes can do just as much damage.
And Cyclones going to get Navarro back into the contest. Has been the danger man for them.
Navarro checking in for Ortiz as Ortiz came off, Navarro came off earlier to allow for Caden Turner to come in on the attack. Simply trying to get a different look at this new back line from Tonganoxie.
Cyclones now moving down the right side, probing the cross is collected by McWilliams. Quickly starts the counterattack going the other direction, but a careless pass given away in midfield. And this could be dangerous. Cyclones probing, sliding challenge made by Roma, and a crucial one.
Well done there from Tonganoxie. A lot of stressful play there from Ottawa, but the Chieftains able to maintain their composure and now trying to spring the other way.
Here's Shoop, gets it past his man on the nutmeg. Shoop up ahead, trying to connect, and ball still free. It's going to be a goal. Scored by Brennan Kuzmic after beautiful play from Shoop. And the lead now 2 for Tonganoxie.
Phenomenal forward chipping ball, really splitting the defenders there from Shoop, the man who came off early in the first half, then comes back in the second half, and boy howdy has he come back stronger. He almost looks like the $1 million man out there, laying that beautiful ball. It looked like it was going to be collected by McCullough, but not true, as Kuzmic's pressure in the presence of McCullough simply made the keeper fumble the ball a little bit before Kuzmic was able to simply dribble it into the back of the net. 2-0 to the home team, and slowly but surely we are able to see why Tonganoxie were the favorites coming into this match.
For Tonganoxie, they score at almost the exact same point as they did in the first half. First half goal came in the 14th, and the second half goal coming in the 54th.
Really well done from Tonganoxie. You could see that Ottawa was trying to make a tactical substitution up top, and as soon as they did so, they got some opportunities, but Tonganoxie, not willing to be left out of the attacking conversation, sprung a counterattack of their own and made them pay, and as they asserted their dominance over their visitors once again.
Kuzmic now the goal scorer to take the throw. And once that ball did make its way past Jacob McCall, I think it was that chip nature of the pass that kind of bounced in right at an uneven angle as that wild shot by Kuzmic was slicing away.
We had a beautiful camera angle from our camera operator, Dennis Drennan, who was able to get that shot just perfect so you could see how the ball was curling over the center back and just bounced right under McCullough, who was a little bit too afraid of the moment as the bright lights are shining down here in Tonganoxie.
Nice play in the back by McCrae, who comes forward aggressively and maybe attempted to hook one in there for the run of Kirchhoff.
McRae almost trying to imitate Shoop there a little bit, having that same curl to the ball, but just a little bit too much curl on his. He may have wound up the toy a little bit too much before letting it go.
And sometimes they'll let you come forward when you're a center back like that. They'll just assume that you're going to pass it out of the back line, and that will give you space to run into. And that's what we've seen both McCrae and Roma able to do. Roma looks maybe like he's the more technical defender, and then McCrae a bigger player.
Absolutely. McCrae uses more of his body when he's in the attacking half, and then certainly it comes into play when he's back in the center back role. As the tactical moves from head coach John Orndorff of the Chieftains have had all of the difference between the halves. Whatever he said at halftime has clearly had an effect on these athletes down on the pitch. They went into half looking complete flip of the script, right? It was right. Ottawa who had full control. It was Ottawa who were pressing. It was Ottawa this, Ottawa that, Ottawa this. And then the Chieftains come out at halftime, and they come out with a purpose, and they come out with an exclamation point to get the half started with just about 23 minutes remaining. They've doubled their lead, and they have at least doubled their possession stats in this second half.
And Van Middlesworth really at the center of some of this defensive action here near the sideline as Tongi looked to spring from the back. Looking for Kuzmic in the center, couldn't find him as Van Middlesworth able to contest that clearance. Tongi players going to put in a shift now as you're able to relax just a little bit and loosen up the bench, maybe a touch, but even before that point, already saw multiple substitutions coming in at a time for the Chieftains.
And you know what they say? I don't think it'll matter much here tonight, given how the Chieftains are playing in the second half. But what the phrase is, the cliche in the sport, is that a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous because at 1 goal, when you're up 1, you're still a little cautious. You're telling your team we need to get another. We need to pull ahead a little bit more. We need that cushion. And then at 2 you say, okay, we have the cushion. Let's relax. Let's throw in more of the JV guys. Let's take a deep breath and simply just pass. It's not playing catch in the backyard with Grandpa. This game matters. It has playoff implications.
The throw-in on the far side is going to be controlled by Ottawa. As McCrae came forward that time, is able to recover, or just about, actually now barged off the ball. Put up ahead, but going to be played by Roma back to the keeper.
And that's the difference between a 5-5-1 team and a 1-7-1 team. Josh Otis had the ball. He did really well to use his physicality in the middle of the park, muscling not 1 but 2 Chieftains off the ball, and then his forward pass is nothing compared to what Shoop did earlier.
Here's some tough defending by Ottawa. And near the byline, they are going to get the foul. And really no other option for the official there. Doesn't want to hear the protest maybe for the yellow card.
You could see the conversation that occurred after the play. The Ottawa Cyclone saying, you full extended your arms. You went straight into my back. And Tonganoxie Chieftain just not having any of it, just simply shaking his head as he walked back into his defensive position. It's good to see that kind of grit, but certainly don't want to allow that type of play to get too out of hand.
Here come the Cyclones through the center of the park and dishing now wide for Turner, but ran out of real estate.
It's balls like that that are creative in that you want to stretch that back line, right? We've been saying that all night long, and yet at the same time, if he had simply possessed the ball, he wasn't under much pressure in the middle of the park. If he had possessed it, looked to his right, he would have seen that Navarro was there on his right with acres of space in front of him, could have laid it off, but instead he opted for the shot that would have maybe gotten him on ESPN had he made it, and it just wasn't there.
Can you imagine? Tonganoxie Sports live to ESPN Top 10. That is something I personally would love to see.
Don't we all? Wouldn't we all?
Joel Brown, a hard restart near the area. This one is loose, and McWilliams had that ball kind of hit up off his body. Not sure he used his hands. Not sure if he was in the area either, but a no infraction spotted on the play. And Ottawa will attack once more, still trailing.
Definitely a sketchy bit of play from the Chieftains, allowing that opportunity. Great scrappiness from Navarro, staying with the play even after it seemed to be long gone.
And Van Middlesworth really trying to stay with that play, but the ball rolling harmlessly out.
Something else I love about Frontier League soccer is that going around the areas of Kansas, you get so many different venues, right? We talked about the types of pitches, but let's talk about what's around the pitch. Here we see Little League football and Little League soccer practice happening in the background. In Spring Hill, we have a field with cows in it.
Cows
in
on the camera.
Lewisburg, we have a beautiful forest. You get all types of venues in the Frontier League.
And this ball bouncing in front, still alive, but the Chieftains not able to prod home. A third goal here really would settle things, you feel, and that ball nearly found its way into the corner.
Yeah, at 3 goals, you can almost let your foot off the gas at that point, right? Your opponent's beaten. You're no longer worried about having the curse of 2 goals, and it's at that point, if you give up a goal, and there's only about 18 minutes remaining in this match, so not too much harm, not too much foul, and allowing a goal if you're up 3.
Shoop to the side for Waters, who chipped a ball up ahead. Nice touch by Shoop, but ran into a couple Cyclones. Loose ball in the center is going to be taken by Turner. And then a tumble sends the Chieftains the other way. Barnes down the side, still with Barnes. And low shot driven at goal, getting down very late was McCullough, but able to make the save.
Really nice bit of testing the keeper there from Barnes as he just let it fly, or rather let it roll as it was tight to the ground the whole way. But McCullough, no worries from the keeper as he was not letting another one get past.
Collecting in midfield and charging forward Caleb Hepner, who lost out. One touch passing by Shoop sends Tongi the other direction.
A poor touch from Kuzmic allows the Cyclones to clear it all the way to Navarro.
And look at this, 2 forwards left up front. Here's Otis. But nothing coming of that opportunity. That is textbook, though. When you leave 2 strikers up top, that's exactly what you want to create.
That type of counterattack is certainly what they've been trying for all match as both teams make a substitution. But the clearance turning into Navarro's feet was just picture perfect for the visitors as they are trying to claw their way back into this and really spin up the competition with just about 16 remaining.
Ahadi into the game for the first time. You mentioned he was hurt, or appeared to be hurt at least, in that JV matchup as that one whistled dead for the handball infraction.
Yeah, Jonathan Ahadi took a cleat to his calf in the JV match and took himself out of the game. He basically just sat down until the whistle was blown, very similar to what Gavin Shoop did in this first half. But it's good to see him back out there. Ahadi, who was very dangerous coming in off the left in their match against Paola. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of impact he can have late in this.
Barnes down the left side, moves it up ahead. And Chieftains losing possession on the far side. Here's Kuzmic. Couple step overs by Kuzmic, but a heavy touch as he moved past his man, and then ultimately a little over-eager commits the foul. 15 minutes, 30 seconds remain here in this one from Tonganoxie as the Cyclones, you said it, Tristan, trying to maintain a winning record.
Yeah, the Chieftains are dead even in goals for and goals allowed in their record. 5-5-1. They're 20-20. They are exactly dead even across the board. A win here tonight, especially with the goals they've already scored, will tip them into the winning category. Above 500, as you would say in baseball terminology, if we're just throwing all sports out there. We've brought in American football. So definitely the right trajectory as of right now for the Chieftains.
We'll go with moving up the table. How about that?
Yeah, I like that. Classic soccer terminology.
Problem is Baldwin and Lewisburg also have to lose for that to happen. But Ottawa attempting to just about clear this ball as Tongi clearly hungry for more.
Good sportsmanship there from Aiden Van Middlesworth. He slid into the ball. Clear, fine, clean tackle, but got up off the ground and patted his opposition on the back and said, "Sorry, are you okay?" and then moved on with the play. So good sportsmanship there from the home team.
Ball into the center, went off the field goal post and then bounced back into play. But, of course, that is going to mean out of play corner kick to the home team.
I don't know if anybody could have done that even if they were trying. Hit the upright off a header, but certainly no complaints from Kuzmic as he gets set to take this corner kick for the Chieftains.
It'll be an in-swinger from the righty Kuzmic as this one taken short. Shot first time was almost directed toward the far post, and that was a real chance for Tongi.
Clearly something off the training ground from Trent Barnes, who is coming in from that defensive role, coming all the way forward, the fake over the ball, just dummying it, allowing it to roll past. Beautiful ball from Kuzmic. I think everybody was taken aback. Most of us were expecting that to go in the air, and really well done. Great execution from Tonganoxie.
And this goal kick collected by Kuzmic. Past one goes Kuzmic, and wanted to turn back inside. Now gets it back. Kuzmic, the shot is wide of the far post.
That would have been pretty. That would have been very pretty. The shot, he dribbled his way in towards the box, was dispossessed, regained possession, and then just let it fly from just outside the box. Not to be so, but just a beautiful opportunity that was.
And kind of a swing and a miss there from Albert, who couldn't connect cleanly on the volley attempt. McCrae is going to poke it away. And Navarro on that occasion being shadowed by Roma. Hooking ball into the area dealt with by McWilliams.
Questionable offering there from Josu Navarro. Couldn't quite tell if he was trying to send it in for Turner or if he was trying to take a shot on target. He took it fast, so I would assume it was a shot, but against a keeper like McWilliams, there's not much you're going to be able to do from that range.
Ball played up ahead, and for a moment the Cyclones thought they were through. But not so fast, says Ikerakis Roma.
Roma playing really well under pressure there. Two Cyclones just barreling down the pressure on top of Roma and then again on another defender, and they did really well to maintain their composure and draw the foul.
Yeah, it was Kuzmic that was fouled coming into defense from his midfield role, or kind of, I think, kind of playing that high school soccer special role where you just go wherever the ball is. We don't really have a name for that because it doesn't exist at the higher levels of the sport.
If you have a player at this level who is just clearly head and shoulders above most of the rest, you just say, all right, you go roam, do whatever you need to do to get on the ball, get a touch, facilitate things. So certainly in that roaming everything position.
Throw in is going to be controlled, taken by Van Middlesworth. Now into the center, and first touches for Ahadi. Had the ball played into his feet, No connection there for the Cyclones out of play. 10 minutes, 40 seconds remain here in the second half as Tonganoxie trying to secure a crucial home win. Ahadi left it off for a teammate who then lost out. And Ottawa can't connect on the far sideline. Ortiz wanted it to his feet.
Both teams' tackles slowly starting to get more and more aggressive. They're starting to leave in those tackles as we see Ahadi getting subbed out. Clearly not back to full fitness yet, but certainly nice for him to get a couple of touches here and there with the varsity squad.
Absolutely. Tongi getting a couple of those starters back in there. Kirchhoff, the sophomore, back in the game as the ball re-enters play. Nice battle won in the center by McCray. Distributes out wide. Albert maintaining possession. Van Middlesworth and Albert play the 1-2. Into the top of the area. Ball rolling through, though, as Wesley Johnson took possession at the top of the area.
It was a good idea there from Johnson, leaving it forward, intending for Albert to run onto it, but the right back, aware of his offside position, letting it roll through and out of play for the goal kick. But preceding that opportunity, it was really nice interplay from Middlesworth and Albert.
Again, battling for possession. It's Johnson losing out this time. Joel Brown lost it to Johnson. And then Brown didn't really up the physicality, but it's that classic arm bar when you extend it. And we can see it from here. Referee can certainly see it from there as Kuzmic will stand over it.
You could tell Joel Brown was a little frustrated given that the substitute, Wesley Johnson, left to tackle in a little late on him, and then he left his a little harder just to make a point to the sub, and center official saw it that time and was not willing to allow it to get any further.
And Kuzmic taking that free kick right in front of his head coach, and it wasn't the best. I think they could both agree on that. I think that might have been what was said between the two of them, but Kuzmic right back and contesting possession there in midfield. Going to ground, and he'll feel he won the ball.
You can see the center official just having a conversation with him saying, look, man, we are almost done with this match. Don't make me pull a yellow card out of this chest pocket. I will do it, but don't make me do it. I don't want to.
Yeah, clean match thus far. And that's been despite the fact that it has been quite contested throughout much of the first half. Ottawa appeared to be the better team in this game. But Roma able to clear.
As all librarians would tell you in elementary school, looks can be deceiving. While the cover of the book may entice you, the content may be drier than toast. So definitely something that is true here tonight. While Ottawa looked to be the better side early on, Tonganoxie certainly coming in this second half looking like a completely different team and really bringing the butter to their toast and starting to bring some life back into this match.
I'll have some Nutella on mine. McWilliams there boots it way up ahead, and you see those Tongi forwards. They're still hungry for more as this 2-0 lead feels quite stable. And a driven ball across the pitch there by Dylan Hansen. Brown gets it to a teammate. Now finally playing through the back line, diving attempt and save made by McWilliams. Ball was rolling toward the far post. Also had a Cyclone attacker rushing for it. And quickly on the counter, here goes Van Middlesworth, but he stopped up.
It's a great ball from Wesley Johnson, clipping it forward for Van Middlesworth before it was cleared away.
Now Van Middlesworth takes it again to McCray, who tries to connect a long ball across the field. And when McCray decides to venture up ahead, we made tons of comparisons the other night. It's very reminiscent of David Luiz. He's everywhere, and the ball bounces off someone, and he's on it again. And then they pass it, they play a 1-2. Here's an opportunity for Ottawa, but an open goal is missed by Josue Navarro.
It is always those open nets that seem to be the most difficult to put the ball into the back of. You could tell his eyes just bulged from his head as he saw that McWilliams was beat. He had nothing but sunshine and daisies in his wake, and he just couldn't get the right touch. He clipped it with the inside of his boot, curling it away. Any other part of the pitch, that's a right idea, but in that instance, you just want to hit it simply like you're passing it to a teammate. Hit it with the inside of your boot, almost closer to your heel, and just pass that thing right into the netting. And just absolute devastation for Josu Navarro.
Yeah, could have set up an exciting climactic finish here. As that ball is played up ahead, and it is going to be ushered just about out of play by Van Staden.
Good defensive work there from the Cyclones after having such a phenomenal, like you can't beat that type of an opportunity on the attacking third. Having to bounce back from that and defend a counterattack. They did well to earn the goal kick, and now they're going to try to spur something in the other direction.
An attempted connection on that right side, Van Middlesworth, but offside, flag raised anyway. So we are down to 4 minutes and 15 seconds. We will be giving you some post-game analysis brought to you by S&S Body Shop. So make sure you stick around after the contest here. And if you are just now joining us, you've missed quite a back-and-forth match. Ottawa been surprising from the visitor side. Haven't scored a goal, but they've done just about everything else. Shoup scoring in the 14th, Kuzmic in the 53rd, as 2 goals at almost the same moment, first half, second half, by Tonganoxie.
Yeah, Tonganoxie have certainly changed the script here in their home pitch at Beatty Field. They've done everything they can to bring themselves back into this and then affirm themselves as the rightful leaders. After that first half, it did not seem like it should have been them at the helm of the lead, and yet the second half, you couldn't possibly argue that it was the Cyclones who should be leading.
That one taken up ahead by Caleb Hepner. Is able to connect with Navarro. But a Tonganoxie, nice back heel there by Albert. Out of defense, turns it over.
Great cutout there from the Cyclones. Dylan Hansen for possession is given back to Tonganoxie.
Johnson, nice control off his knee, allows Albert to come into play and collect it. And Albert sensing that he's got time, he's got space, and Tonganoxie have got a couple more minutes to defend this lead. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to be exact. Throw in for Brown. And Brown gets the return pass, plays a nice one too. They wanted Navarro again up ahead. Chip ball is defended by Roma. Nice left-footed pass out for Van Middlesworth. Space in the middle as Tonganoxie now build through Kuzmic. Kuzmic ball into the area. Long, slow roller, but couldn't connect with his forward. Not much on that goal kick there as it caught some wind. It's kind of died down a touch as the sun has gone down.
Good bit of passing here from the Chieftains as they're simply trying to maintain possession in the feigning moments, not wanting to give up any opportunities. Spring an attack if you can.
And a nice ball into the center as they were thinking maybe a little more than just possession, but Brown collects it and sends Ottawa charging the other way.
Great pairing there from the Ottawa defense. Brown was able to utilize his body to shield the ball and then allowing a teammate to press forward and clear it away. Good work there. Almost wish you could have seen more of that in this half. The first half had a whole lot of it. The second half just, they had no answers for the change of formation that Tonganoxie brought to the table.
And nice defending there as Van Staden came across and smashed it away. We are under a minute to play here. Tonganoxie sitting pretty here with the 2-goal lead. Throw-in comes for McCray. McCray overran it, and now looking back for Roma. Roma for McCray, who lost out, but still has the throw-in opportunity. Under 30 now. It'll be Ottawa ball, but not before we briefly stop the clock. Again, post-game show, we're going to try to look around for some Frontier scores for you. Get a man of the match awarded as well, and you're not going to want to go anywhere. We still got plenty more to come here on Tongi Sports Live, about 10-15 minutes of your time as the Tonganoxie players. A little chat there from the official.
Yeah, he was just telling McRae that you can't hold the ball like that. You're already going to win the game. Just let the team have the ball off the throw-in.
Here's Navarro, opportunity with 6 seconds remaining for Ottawa. Shot taken and saved by McWilliams, and that allows the Tonganoxie crowd to end the game with a cheer and the Chieftains to prevail by a final of 2-0. Ottawa threatened in this one. They appeared dominant at times in the first half even, but really after Kuzmic's 53rd minute goal made it 2-0, they died with a whimper here tonight against the Chieftains. Don't go anywhere. We've got man of the match coming up. We've got area scores right here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
The same look and location of a classic drugstore with the services and supplies of a modern pharmacy. That's what you'll find at the Downtown Drug Store in Tonganoxie. Of course, Downtown Drug is the local choice for your prescriptions and health needs, but did you know they have the best selection of Tonganoxie Pride and Chieftain game day gear in town? And a whole lot more. Cards, gifts, home decor, and even the best way to satisfy that sweet tooth. The Downtown Drug Store. Call 913-369-3800 or visit them online at thedowntowndrugstore.com.
Tonganoxie Sports Live has been presented by Kansas Insurance. At Kansas Insurance, you'll find personalized coverage designed for you. As an agency, they believe in taking time to issue personal care and attention to each individual client. See how Kansas Insurance can help you protect what matters most. Call 913-369-6600. Tonganoxie 2, Ottawa 0. And we're just going to get straight to it. Tristan, the man of the match in your eyes, who is it got to be?
It's got to be Gavin Shoup, right? I mean, there were plenty of other great players out there. Kuzmic had a nice shift. McWilliams always has a good shift, but Gavin Shoup is my man of the match, cut and dry. He left the match with an injury in the first half, came back, helped the team get a goal by scoring it himself, and then he left the game. He comes back later in the first half, starts the second half, and gets the assist to Kuzmic, who makes the game go beyond all doubt for the visitors.
And a strong center back pairing as well. I just want to compliment McCray and Roma, who really during that second half also showed they can be quite adventurous when Tonganoxie kind of dominate the possession as well. Was interested to see those center halves for Tongi get forward and get on the ball. The post-game show has been brought to you by S&S Body Shop since 1972. S&S Body Shop has been the place to go in Tongi for auto body and repair work. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at snsautobody.com or call 913-369-3193. So for Tristan Jordan, I have been and will continue to be Alex Smith here on Tonganoxie Sports Live. Wishing you so long. We'll be back next week on our family of networks here with Frontier League Soccer.
You've been watching Tonganoxie High School Athletics on your new home for the Chieftains, Tonganoxie Sports Live. Tonganoxie Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance, locally owned and operated. Learn more at kansasins.com. Also by Thanks for watching, and be sure to catch every second of the action right here on your home for the Chieftains, Tonganoxie Sports Live.